Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Ask Me Anything for dTOOR, the company, the Cyrcle Phone, our product. I am Teresa Micheletti, pronouns she, her, and I am the marketing and social media manager for the company and our wonderful product, sneak peek, the Cyrcle Phone. So, most of these questions I'm going to field to our wonderful CEO, Christina Cyr, and I'm going to bring her on now. Please forgive any slight clumsiness on screen changing. This is the first time, so I'm still kind of getting used to it, but can't express how much we're excited to have you here. So, welcome, Christina Cyr.
Hey everybody, great to see you. So I'm Christina Cyr, CEO of dTOOR and the Cyrcle Phone, and we have a lot to talk about today. So basically in these AMAs, we want to talk about our product, the Cyrcle Phone. We also want to talk about the 3D design contest that we've launched, where you can design your own enclosure for the Cyrcle Phone. That's so exciting. We also talk about our company, our team, and kind of our socially conscious activities that we've been doing throughout the last couple months. So, and today we have a little bit of levity in our programming. I'm going to try to use GenZ vocabulary. I'm going to give this a shot. So I was looking at an article this week and I was like, I know some of these, but I don't know all of them. So there's some particular ones that I want to give a try today. So I would love to hear your feedback. And we're so happy that you're joining us today, and we're happy to be here. And we're excited to share with you what we know. So let's go ahead and go over the Cyrcle Phone product. So the Cyrcle Phone, the reason that we designed the Cyrcle Phone was to have an option for people to have beyond mainstream phones. So we've had mainstream phones, mainstream smartphones since 2007, and they've all kind of looked the same. So we designed let's see if we can do it without the, let's see, closer to my face. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Thanks for making the screen wider. So this is the Cyrcle Phone, and on it you can, let's see if I can show. Sorry, my glare is really strong here. Okay, at that angle, I think you can see the screen, but then I can't really touch it. So you can play with all of the apps that you want on the Cyrcle Phone there. You can even take a selfie. See if I can pull that up. We'll take a selfie of our screen right now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, so we decided that this would be a great device to have in the new world in the future. It fits better in the hand, so you have a tendency to drop your phone less. It's also more comfortable in the hand so that you can hold it for longer. And in addition, when you view your images on the phone, they're actually easier for your eye to absorb because they're in this round format. So we have a vast amount of information that we all need to absorb nowadays, whether it's Instagram feeds or YouTube videos to learn new things. And so to have an interface that actually enables us to learn those things faster is really beneficial. So we're really excited. Most people gravitate towards our devices because they're just different from the mainstream and they're looking for something unique. But it's the science behind it that really makes it stick and really makes it fit well in your life. So we're really excited about that. So now on to our enclosures contest. So one of the exciting things about this contest is that you can design your own enclosure for the Cyrcle Phone. So we are big advocates for the right to repair. And because of that, we specifically put screws on the outside of our case so that you can open it and actually modify it yourself. So this is really powerful for people to have the independence to customize their own phone. And we believe that that is really essential, especially going forward. You know, the same phone doesn't work for absolutely everyone. Each person needs a phone that can actually fit uniquely in their own life. And this contest enables you to design your own enclosure that would fit better in your life. So if you have 3D modeling skills, or you know someone who has, or even if you've never tried it before, MyMiniFactory, where we host the contest, has hosted hundreds of contests before ours, and they make it easy to be able to 3D design your own enclosure and upload it to their platform. And their platform is very user-friendly. And in addition to that, they have built a huge community of over 150,000 people who are dedicated to the concept of sharing designs and modifying each other's designs. So because of that, when you share your model, we really encourage you to share it so that people can actually modify it after you've posted it. So you can go ahead and set those settings yourself, but we really encourage that. This is a contest where we want to see everybody get out there and just really show us what kind of unique phone enclosure or phone design you would have. So what we do is we provide the files for the interior components so that you know what you need to build around. And it's just one file for that. So it's very easy to build around, and then you can build whatever you want outside of that. So Teresa, do we have an opportunity to be able to share that web page out? Is this a good time to do that? Fantastic. So this is the landing. It worked, yay! So this is the landing page for the Cyrcle Phone enclosure contest, and as you can see, the buttons are right there at the top. Submit your design and view all entries. And I think we've seeded it with actually our current enclosure. So Teresa, I don't know if you can click view all entries and if that'll go through. If not, that's fine. But you can go ahead and see our current enclosure that we have for the Cyrcle Phone. And if you go ahead and scroll through the contest page, we provide a design brief, the themes, the prizes. I haven't mentioned the prizes. So the prizes are, we're giving away 3 Creality Ender Pro 3D printers. So I'm sorry, Ender 3 Pro 3D printers. So we're very excited to be able to partner with Creality. They have been making great, fantastic, affordable 3D printers for the first time, a 3D printer enthusiast, and they're very easy to use. The Creality Ender 3 Pro, you actually assemble yourself, but it's kind of like Legos. There's not very many pieces, and putting it together yourself, you actually learn more about the printer the first day than you would normally if you just had a printer that was pre-assembled. So we have this at home. I've given these away to friends and family, myself. They're just very accessible and very easy to use. So we're very excited to offer 3 of these. So we're offering these 3 prizes. The first one is the best exterior prize. So the sky's the limit for this. So we would love to see fantastic designs for the outside. So whether you are putting a caricature on the back of the phone, or putting ears on the outside, or or making some kind of space design on the outside, we would love to see that. The second prize is actually for the interior. So if you are an advanced industrial designer, this is the content. This is where you would excel. And the third one is actually for durability. So if we drop the phone, will the interior components survive? So those are the 3 points that we are looking for in all of the designs that are submitted. And the contest will be running for 30 days, so it would be running through July 31st. So under designer resources, we give you the files for the interior components, just as a block. So the way that we've shared them out, we've actually shared them out through Fusion 360. And the reason why this is important is because you can actually download many different forms of the files to your computer so that you can actually view them yourself, depending on whether you're using Fusion 360 or SolidWorks or SketchUp or any other. Thank you, Teresa, for showing that. So this is the interior of the Cyrcle Phone. It gives you kind of the bare minimum of the elements that you need to build around. So it's very easy to immediately upload it to your system so that you can design around it. So there we have the battery on the bottom. We have the USB ports. We have not just one, but two. We have the USB Type-C and we have the USB Micro B. Ports on the right side of the screen right here. And then on the left side of the screen, you'll see two blocks kind of on the left side. The top one is the SD card connector, and then the one under that is actually the dual SIM. So it allows for two SIM cards to be inserted into that connector. So we're very proud of that. And then on either side of the battery, you can see that we have not just one, but two headphone jacks. This is totally revolutionary. Or I don't know if it's revolutionary, but it's definitely different than the rest of the industry, which has moved away from the headphone jack. But we've found that, particularly in our user group, many people have tons of course, Bluetooth headsets. They do have those, but they find that actually the wired earbuds are actually less expensive. And when you trash those, you don't cry as much when you need to, buy another pair. And by having two headphone jacks, then you can share your music and your videos with your friends and family. So it's just another way that we can actually connect over a phone instead of be separated by our phone. So we're very excited about those features. At the top and to the left of the battery, you can see that there are two speakers. Those are actually floating on long wires, and you can position those wherever you want. So Teresa is going back to that, so you can just glimpse at it one more time. Teresa, thank you for doing that. And then I think we can move on from there. So you see there's a speaker at the top. And that's actually goes by the name of earpiece. That's actually the speaker that you listen to when somebody actually calls you. I know that, these days we don't receive a lot of calls, but it is essential. It's the phone. So you need to have that capability for that, one time a month when you actually make a phone call. And then the speaker on the bottom is to the left of the battery is actually the one that you can hear your audio out of. So even though it's positioned to the left and on the back near the battery, you can actually position it near the front if you want. So those two speakers are the elements that you can move about throughout the design. So, and then if you look at the speaker at the very top of the design, to the left of the speaker, kind of at the 11 o'clock and 10 o'clock position, you'll see two buttons. Those are actually the volume buttons. The top one is the volume up and the bottom one is the volume down. And to the right of the speaker, you'll see the power button. So there actually is 4 buttons. So the 4th button is a little hidden. It's right above the Micro B USB connector, and that is actually for uploading, flashing the build. So if you want to do any modifications to the phone, you can use that button to do so. So I think that's good for the tour of the phone. Teresa, thank you so much for preparing those connections so that we could view those and talk about those today. So that covers the phone, and the contest again is running through July 31st, and we will supply a link to that contest page in the comments. Let's see, is there anything else, Teresa, that I've missed for?
Well, we have questions and comments.
Oh, yes, please,
yes,
go ahead.
So exciting that the phone is easy to open, and the idea that having an enclosure store, so for people who don't have a 3D printer, maybe that could be a thing. So that's a great idea. Thank you for that. Yeah, and being able to customize it, very exciting. Thank you for clarifying the questions on design and whatnot. And then a question regarding the 2 headphone jacks. Will having 2 Bluetooth headphones or mix be possible?
Okay, so we haven't worked on that. Of course, that's the dream, to be able to, it'd be fantastic if you're listening to the Bluetooth through your Bluetooth earbuds, and then your 2 friends on either side are listening through the wired connections. I mean, that would be fabulous. But we actually have not progressed that far in the development. We have just gotten the headphone jacks to work together. So that 2 people can listen through the wired connections, or you can listen through your Bluetooth earbuds. So Bluetooth devices work very well with this phone. In fact, we use the Bluetooth connection to transfer photos all the time between our Cyrcle phones and mainstream phones. So that's one of the advantages for having a full-fledged non-rectangular phone. So Miniwa, I see you were the one who asked the question about the enclosure store. That would be super to feature that on our website. We can, in the meantime, provide instructions for uploading files, or actually downloading files from MyMiniFactory from the designers who have granted permission to have theirs shared. And we can provide those instructions. You can use places like 3D hubs to print those enclosures and have them mailed to you. So that's there is technology and services available to be able to do that online without even having a 3D printer, which is really exciting. But that would also be awesome to host it on our website. So we'll see if we can do that in the future. And do we have any questions that I missed?
Not yet.
Okay.
If anybody, those who are watching, thanks for being here. At the bottom, we have things scrolling, so just kind of ideas for questions, but I'll get started on just a little bit. Here we are streaming. We're streaming right now to both YouTube and Facebook, and I will be real, I am relatively new to marketing. Pre-quarantine, pre-COVID-19, I am a professional stage manager. And so the organization and everything, I've got that down. And I'm learning a lot of marketing. So how do we stream? That was something Christina was really excited to do. And I was like, okay, I'll figure it out. So right now we are using StreamYard, which I have found very user-friendly. At the same time, there are certain limitations. So we can't, at least I have not yet discovered if we can, I'll be honest, like edit any of our personal, like the video feed or our personal audio feed, which so far seems to be, I'm gonna knock on some wood, working fine. The other program that I have been working on, which we used previously in one of our test broadcasts, is called OBS. It is a open source program, which is very exciting because open source and sharing, as you've heard, is kind of part of what we're all about. So that was exciting, and it's a program that it can do so many things, and that also means that there is a steep learning curve. So that has been very exciting to work on and to learn, because that is a language that, frame rates per second and and resolution and megabits and how all of those interplay.
And keyframes. Don't forget the keyframes.
It's all Actually, I was like, what is a keyframe? So anyway, that is another resource that we're using. And it's all very exciting, you know, the grace that Christina has provided of me learning and whatnot is also awesome. So that is part of the company. You know, she focuses on people as well. So let's see. Sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses. Please forgive the squints.
Okay, and while you're finding that, I'm just going to say, you know, we've been really lucky to have Teresa and many other rock stars on our team who have just given their time when they've been available. We've been able to have over 60 people contribute to the life cycle of the Cyrcle Phone, and most of them actually were in the first couple of years, and we've had a few in these last couple of years who have been very impactful, and Teresa has absolutely been one of those. So we're really fortunate to have you, Teresa. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah. Tammy asks, socially conscious for the company, how so?
Yes, so we are very involved in the community and being activists in the community, and especially now is really important to be engaged because right now we're going through a revolution, and it's very important that we all participate and then all voices are heard. So whether it's through protests or donating or making masks, I mean, these are things that we need to be involved in right now and are really essential to what we do, not just as individuals, but also as businesses. So it's very important to us to speak out and be vocal about where we stand on these issues. And so we do, especially in our newsletters, talk about that. If you haven't joined our subscriber base, we have over 10,000 subscribers right now, and the list is growing. We were really surprised because we were a little quiet, especially when George Floyd was murdered, and you know, it really impacted our team very severely, and because we wanted to do something to support. And so in that process, we were very quiet on our social media channels. And so we were really surprised during that time, we actually received more subscribers than we had previously. So thank you, especially if you're one of our new subscribers. We really appreciate you joining us, and we hope that we won't let you down. And while we're live streaming, Teresa's screen has gone frozen. So I'm going to go ahead and vamp a little bit here. We have next on the list, we have, we've already covered the contest. And so I'd like to maybe skip to the Gen Z vocabulary time. So I was reading an article just this week, and I needed a little bit of levity. There's lots of serious things going on right now, and maybe you need a little bit of levity this week as well. So I was reading this article on Gen Z vocabulary, and I knew some of the phrases, but I didn't know all of the phrases. And I'm also curious as to whether some are actually based on your region and location in the world. So I wanted to go through just a few today. And let's see, just 5 of them. So the article that I was reading had like 23. So some of these I know. So for example, lit, like lit, the definition that they give for lit, let's see if I can find it here, is an adjective to describe when something's amazing, exciting, high energy, or otherwise great. It can alternatively mean, oh, I didn't know that.
Christina, we had a technical difficulty. That's on my end. I will admit, I was not able to get a wired connection, which will happen. Ready for next time.
Yes.
Folks who have been watching, if you please let us know where we dropped out so we can make sure you hear all of the important information. Oh, that's embarrassing. I'm sorry, Christina.
No, it's okay. So right now we're going over the Gen Z vocabulary, and the first one that I wanted to try was lit. So for example, 2019 was lit, and we didn't even know it because 2020 has just been, nightmare. The other one is big yikes. So for me personally, I use double yikes a lot, but so the other day I was on my way out of the car and I was running an errand and I was going to be out and about for an hour or two with my mask. So I put on my mask and because we've been in quarantine, I had forgotten to brush my teeth, and so I was stuck in my mask for like 3 hours. Big yikes. Big yikes.
I've had that too.
Yeah. Okay, so but fire is another one. So to say, back in so I would use like somebody's on fire, but no, you don't use the on, you just say fire, somebody's fire. And no cap means I'm not lying, no cap. So I don't know where cap and no cap came from. Cap means lying, and then no cap means no lie. So see if I can say this correctly. So Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is fire, no cap. Okay, so the other one that I was not sure of was period. So period is, but period with a T at the end of it. So PERIODT. And you're supposed to use that's on right before it. So I want to say 2020 is the worst year in the last decade. And that's on, period. I think these things work better when you're actually texting them or messaging them or in Discord. Okay, last one. So Teresa, you totally slayed OBS for us. So slay is to like just be totally successful. I'm going to see if they actually had the formal definition for slay. Yep. To slay is to do really well or succeed at something. The term first emerged during the 1970s and 80s in the midst of black drag and ballroom culture. So coming to you today from the Cyrcle Phone, where we use all forms of technology and Gen Z vocabulary. So anyways, if you have any comments for us, or if you have any more questions for us, please, even after this live stream, please don't hesitate to type us a message or put it in the comments. We will definitely get back to you. Miniwa, thank you so much for joining us today, because you were on our test like 2 weeks ago. So it's so great to see you come back. And Stephen, Tammy, and Helen, thank you very much for being here. If I've missed anybody else, I'm sorry, and I just appreciate your time. So thank you for being here. And Teresa, do you have any parting comments?
Well, we have a question for how to subscribe. So I pulled up our website. So you can subscribe for our launch alerts, because our phone will be launching. That is down the road. But if you want to know when that's happening and all of the updates, just click sign up for launch alert. It will take you to this page. Please enter your information and we will stay in touch that way. As far as just general our newsletter to hear what we've been up to and kind of our small in progress updates, please scroll down to the bottom, and here we are right here. This sign up is for the newsletter, as well as Here we've got all of our social media links. I'm still investigating how to stream to many more places. So here we are at YouTube and Facebook, but we're on a lot of channels. So you can find us there and keep in touch, whatever your preferred method and platform is.
That's right. It keeps our social media manager very busy.
Yes. Let's see. I'm just checking if we have anything else. Let's see here. I think, unless anybody else wants to pop. Oh, we have a new comment. Pardon. Sorry, glasses. Great. Yeah, looks like that's all of it. Christina, anything else? Thank you, everybody, for being here and bearing with the technical issues.
Yes, and as we head out, we have the 4th of July weekend coming up, and I'm kind of excited to see kind of the revolutionary ways that people will be enjoying this weekend. It'll be vastly different than we've ever experienced, especially in my lifetime. And so I'm kind of looking forward in anticipation. And if you're doing something special for 4th of July weekend, I would love to hear about it and see what you're up to as well. So we would both love to see that, I think. So as we head out, I just wanted to, I was happy to read some of our past posts from last year. And this one's from Venus Ricau of Neural Shifts. And she speaks continually on the power of inclusion. And I really love her quote, so I'd love to end on her quote today. And she says, "When you share your power to include others, you don't just leave a footprint, you leave a legacy." So please include as many people as you can this weekend in your life. I know that we're separated through COVID. The coronavirus has been severe to all of our lives this year. And the more that we can try to reach out and include people and check on people, I think the stronger our communities will be. So here's reaching out to you today.
All right. Thanks again, everybody. Have a wonderful day and happy weekend in advance.
Thank you. And can you hold up your phone? We can do like one hero shot.
Oh, of course. Let's see. There we are. Wait. There we go. Hide the thing. Thanks again, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great one.
Bye-bye.